Hey everybody, this is Mr. Storm. In this video, we're going to begin working on the Pong project. Basically, with this part of the video, what I want to do is I just want to set up the game so that it displays everything properly. We're not actually going to get things moving around in the game yet. We're just going to get it all set up so it displays well. Let me zoom in a bit on my code here so we can see it a little easier. All right, first thing we want to do is we're going to import turtle. That's obvious. That's the first thing we want to do. Next, let's set up our screen. All right, so we're going to create a new variable called screen. We'll set it equal to turtle.screen. Remember, screen is capitalized there. Turtle.capital screen. Let's set its title to be Pong. Sounds good to me. Let's set the background color of our screen to be black. BG color. Black. And I don't think it matters, but I'm going to type it as lowercase just to make sure we don't have any issues later on. Let's set our screen sizes here. So we're going to use the setup function. It's going to be width is going to be 800, and our height is going to be 600. Okay. Alrighty, and let's go ahead and run that and see what that looks like. Okay, perfect. So we have an 800 by 600 screen. All right, now our screen is set up. Let's go ahead and create the left paddle. Left paddle. All right, perfect. So we're going to create a new turtle. We'll call it left. So left equals turtle.turtle. Let's set its speed to 0. Remember, this is the drawing speed, not the actual speed the paddle's going to move. Let's set its shape to be a square. And let's set the color to white. Okay, now let's go ahead and check that out and see what that looks like. Okay, we've got a white square. Now, what we want to do is we actually want it to go over to this area, and we want it to be a paddle shape, so kind of much taller. So we're going to do, let's fix the shape size first. So we can use shape size, all one word, to stretch our shape. So stretch underscore WID, stretch width, and we'll set it equal to 6. Now, it's kind of counterintuitive, but width in this case is going to make it taller. Stretch underscore len for length is going to make it is going to basically set the how wide it is. I know it doesn't make sense, but width is for how tall, length is for how wide. So if we check that, we should see, there we go. Now that looks like a paddle. That's kind of what we're looking for. Now we have to put it where we want it. So let's pull the pen up first. Pen up. And then let's use a go-to to send it where we want. Now, we want it to be, oh, it's not going to work because I'm in the middle of writing code. Anyway, we want it to be all the way over on the left side. And our screen is 800 wide, so 400 is half. So let's set it to -350. That's probably a good spot for it. And 0 on the Y so that it's right in the middle. All right, let's take a look and see what that looks like. It's pretty much exactly where we want it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Next, we need to, I'm going to just give myself some space here. We want the right turtle. It's going to be a lot of the same code, so I'm just going to copy and paste and I'm going to change the things that I want to change. Basically, anytime I've written left, I'm going to write right, and I'm going to actually copy this and paste it over anything that says left. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then we need to think about, instead of negative 350, let's send it to positive 350. And that's pretty much it. Let's test it. And there we go. Yeah, so our paddles are where we want them to be. At this point, I'm realizing that I haven't saved for a while, or at all. So I'm going to go ahead and click File, Save. I'm going to make this Pong 1, because I already have a Pong game. So now it's been saved, Pong 1. Perfect. Okay, next, let's create our ball. So the ball is actually going to be a circle. In the OG Pong game, the ball was a square. We're going to just use a circle for this one. You could use a square also if you want to be a little bit more, I don't know, traditional. I'm going to use a circle. So let's create a new ball. We'll set it to a new variable called ball, turtle.turtle. Let's create a new instance of our turtle, and we'll call this one ball. We'll change the speed to 0. Let's change the shape to circle. Circle. Okay. Let's change the color to white. All right. Let's pull the pen up. And let's go to the middle. 0, 0. Now you're probably thinking, why are we sending the ball to the middle? It's already in the middle. Well, it's because sometimes we might want to reset the ball or reset the turtle. We want to make sure it always goes to the middle in the very beginning. This may not be necessary, but we'll make it work. Okay. Now the last thing we want to do is we're going to create we're going to set some values here. So the values we're going to change is dx and dy. dx and dy are basically shorthand for direction x and direction y. So which direction is this thing traveling on the x? Which direction is it traveling on the y? So ball.dx, we're going to set that equal to 0.1, and ball.dy is going to be 0.1 as well. Now, we're not actually going to move these yet, but these variables or these values are going to be there for us for when we do want to start moving this thing. We're going to need that those things there for us. All right, so the last thing, let's test this real quick. So our ball is right there in the middle, right where we want it. I'm going to save. Oh, it already saved. So the last thing we want is our score display. But first we need to set our score to be 0 for both players. So we're going to create two new variables, score_1 equals 0, and score_2 equals 0. And let's put a comment here so we know what this is. Setting the score. All right, and then below that, we are going to use a score display. Basically, we're going to create a turtle that's going to display our score on the screen. So score display equals turtle.turtle. And that's a very long variable name. So I'm just going to change it to SD. Okay. SD.speed. Set it to 0. Just know that SD stands for score display. Let's change the color to white. We also need to pull our pen up because we're about to move it. Let's hide the turtle so that we don't actually see the turtle. And then let's go to, where should we go? So we probably want it in the middle of the screen, so it'll be 0 on the X. Our screen is 600 tall, which means 300. Let's go to 260. So go to 0, 260. Okay. Then we want to set the display. Let's write player 1, 0. Player 2, 0. I'm actually going to put some more space in between this so it's a little bit nicer. Let's align to center. And the font is going to be equal to Courier. Now, you guys aren't going to be able to see that because it's off my screen. Let me go ahead and move this over a little bit. All right, font Courier. And it's going to be 24. And we'll set it to normal. Okay. So that is going to be that line. So we're going to do SD right, player 1, put some spaces in between there so that we can see our scores spaced out. Aligned, center, font, Courier, 24, normal. All right, let's save and let's run this again. Perfect, so now we have our score up here. Player 1, 0, player 2, 0. Now later we're going to change player 1 to basically reflect the actual score of player 1, and we're going to change player 2 to reflect the score of player 2. But for right now, just to get it on the screen, that's all we need. We just want to be able to see what it looks like on our screen. Later on, we will change it as we need. Okay, that's a pretty good place to stop. We can, let's stop there, and then whenever we, in the next video, we'll actually start moving this stuff around. And we will write the game loop and all the things that we need. We'll handle player movement, player control, that kind of stuff. So, all right, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.